their family, their friends, their guest speaker. Good afternoon. I think it's close to good afternoon. It is with great joy that we welcome our sisters from Soroptimist International Club of Anguilla. It has been a while since we haven't met due to different circumstances beyond our control, Irma, COVID, but we are here today by God's grace. And I say we are here today by God's grace because a lot of us haven't made it. Our meeting today is like a package. When our anniversary came around, we decided no, we're not doing any gala. Then was World International Day for Environment, and we said that okay, we will leave that past too, and then I said no. We have to reintroduce Friendship Day because Friendship Day is something that has been going on for a long time. So when our club was chartered in 1994, we were told that we have to link up with another club. And of course, it was a great honor for us. And we did not hesitate to do so. So we did our friendship link with Anguilla. And just a few years ago, we did our friendship link with New York also. Friendship is the support, the love, the care, the warmth. And that is what we feel as Soroptimist sisters. These are the basics for any club with even our different ideas, our character, ladies, our character. It's our sisterhood. It's sisters for the best. So today, the tables should have been decorated with guava berry trees, which we did last year for our Environment Day. We planted some guava berry trees. You know, the unions, they always tell you, oh, you have to do this, but you know, we Caribbean people do what we have around us. So like guava berry is our plant, and last year we went and we planted by some members, which I hope they are taking care of them. So yesterday I got a call, and it was my brother Frank, because he has a whole set of guava berry trees. He always have all kind of stuff. And I told him, I said, I want you to bring guava berry trees, and Susu said she would put her yellow paper around them. And unfortunately yesterday, I have my niece that passed, and that's why we don't have our guava berry plants on the table today. However, I would like for us to stand. We have two sisters from Colby, Dorothy and Juliana Laveis. They lost their aunt also. Carmen Sita had two deaths in her family, one in Anguilla, one in St. Martin, the Davis family. Linda had a death, so let's just stand a minute in honor of our people, please. I thank you all very much, and that's it for me. Jacqueline, it's all yours. Dr. Jeffry.
Just before we have Dr. Jeffry, I'm going to ask Clement from Anguilla, Madam President, to say a few words.
Excuse my bad manners. This is our first Vice President. Rosie is our second Vice President. We are not a lot today because some are abroad, some are sick. Well, everybody knows Susu. All of them get up Susu. Josie, Claudette, Annie. So some are secretary, treasurer. Daniela to be, yes. Take your bow, Daniela. Stand up, Daniela. And
Comencita is going to do the same for the ladies.
Good morning, St. Martin, our sister Soroptimist and our Soroptimistas. It's good to be here. We haven't been here for a while. Normally when we come to St. Martin, we come with about 20 members. But the club is very small now. We have lost some to death. Some are homebound, and we are in need of young members, and we are looking desperately. So we are happy to be here today. Myself and the stand up and Williams and introduce yourself. You have Angelina. Angelina Carter, we have Pam. Pamela is a long-standing member. Angelina is pretty new, 1 year. We have Dr. Linda Oluwakimin in the banks. We have Patricia Gams. And we have Madeline Lewis at the back there. I didn't miss anybody. That's 6 of us. So even though we're small in number, we are happy to be here. And we hope to have a good time. And we hope this year she'll be coming to Angola in October, right, Pam? In Angola. No, I want to tell you a little about myself so that you can know what's going on. I've had a rough year. Right now you're looking at a patient, cancer patient, breast cancer and lung cancer. And I'm feeling happy, and you must not worry about the sickness, okay? I'm president for 3, this is my 3rd time being president, and I plan to do my best. So, thank you all for inviting us over, and we hope to see you all in October. Thank you.
How many years old? The club in Anguilla is how many years old?
Pam, how old is the club again?
41. Okay. We are about to be 30 now. Very well. Dr. Jeffry, we asked him, and he is a brother Soroptimist, because whenever we call on him, he's always there. And he's there with a smile, so that is so good. That is so good. We wanted to do something a little different today. So as you know that we are a women's club, so everything we do on Ace and Grams, in town to town, we're happy to have you, because Dr. Jeffry is so happy to have a few men around him today. So it's not a ladies thing, but it's all about ladies, because that's who we are in the club. It's a women's club, and what we fight for is the promotion of the status of women around the world. So everything we do is about women. So Dr. Jeffry has accepted to entertain us a little bit about subtle little things that you do. Not me, but some people are asking questions about, and I saw him on TV once in Guadeloupe, and I thought that it was a very nice subject that you directed very, very, very well. And you talk about women, everything around women. And we hope that you would ask all the questions you want. There are no ages, because things have to be transmitted. So even if you're not directly concerned, maybe you have someone around you who is concerned. So you ask all the questions you want. He likes that. He wants it to be live. Okay? He doesn't want anything too formal. So you have to make this happen. Let me introduce Dr. Jeffry. Louis Jeffry.
Yes, thank you, Jackie. I think that nobody needs to know who I am. I think it makes things short. I don't think that maybe our colleagues from Anguilla need to know Dr. Jeffry. I'm a St. Martin. I make my studies in France, Paris, and I'm back in St. Martin since 2003. So being now 20 years now back on Ireland and a bit in Guadeloupe also. Yes. So I'm the head of the maternity ward at the hospital, and working mostly on pregnant women and surgery. So surgery also, when we talk about cancer, of course, this is a concern for us. I'm always very touched by those events that we are actually organizing, because women's health is something that maybe some people don't know, but is really not the priority of the healthcare system. So every time there's an opportunity for us to put some emphasis on women's health, we need to take it. Maybe people don't know really about it, but women in general, and black women in particular, are not a focus really for the healthcare system all over the world. Why? Jackie, let's say it clear. My first concern was that when you are a woman, you are not on the map at all when we talk about healthcare studies. For example, you should know that because that's going to shape your mind and understand what is the real problem in the healthcare system. Every time there's a study, for example, to know how to use drugs, how are the impacts, what are their side effects, there's no women, it's men that are using in studies. Why? Because maybe some of you guys don't know that. Because they imagine that women fluctuating, men, because of their hormonal cycle, are mostly fluctuating. So it makes it difficult when they want to organize studies to have what they say, to have a good knowledge of what treatment and the drugs that could be given at certain parts. So they make it simple. They use men in general for this kind of treatment, and especially for health studies. That means what? That means that most of the time when you see the side effects of the treatment that you are taking and medication that you are taking every day, those kind of side effects have been value over men, not over women. So the point is that definitely at the end of the day, when you may experience some symptoms and you go to see the doctors and telling them, but I have a problem with that medication, ultimately they say, but that is in your head. Because they don't really have this as one of the major symptoms that you should normally have, because those studies have been done on men. So you should know about it. This is fundamental because they spend millions and billions sometimes on studies that are mostly done on men. Other things, very important, concerning black women. We know for a fact that women are less prone to be find out for diagnosis. For example, when you take a disease like endometriosis, and even for menopause, to be diagnosed by your doctors, you're taking way more time to diagnose the same problem when you talk about black women over the other one, meaning white women, Hispanic, Asian. All of these women, most of the time, are diagnosed more quicker than black women. Though that makes it important for you to know as a community that when it's time to talk to doctors and people that look at us, they may, after a certain period of time, lose focus on what we have right now, which is our own way of dealing with diseases, but only that, by the way we're reacting to disease. And to make it even more complex, black women don't really voice their concern the same than other women. So you see how complex it could be. So when we talk about menopause, because menopause is just a kind of template, something that can explain us how to understand women. And that's good for men too. Because with menopause, we are able to understand which is strange, what is femininity when you reach a point of menopause. Because before menopause, you know women with all kind of different interaction, children, husband, family. But after menopause, everything gets back to who you are. A woman with her values, with a purpose, with all kind of other things that we sometimes don't know or we don't value. So the subject of menopause is not only about talking about not having any periods again, because a lot of people here may have already get to menopause a long time ago. Some didn't meet in this stage. But it's not about that. The fact is what we do with this period of your life that you call menopause. To make it simple, what is menopause? Menopause is a shortage, definite and permanently shortage of, let's say, sexual hormones. You know, guys, what are the hormones? The sex hormones, which are dead men? You don't know. We have two major sex hormones, which are the estrogens, we are estro for eggs, and genes to promote eggs, and progesterone. Of course, estrogen and progesterone are two different types of hormones. The first one, estrogens, are mostly fueled when women start to have their puberty, when they start around 9, 10, 11 years old, and they start to have, see the breast starting to pop up. And they start to have this nice voice that men know, these curves, what we call femininity. And then estrogens is the major hormones that fuel this. And then estrogen is also the hormones for brain activity. This is something very new. We have realized that the hormones that we call estrogen is the one that nurture the brain to an extent that even men don't know, and even the study shows that it's fueling the brain activity. That's the reason why young women are more mature than young men at the same age. It's because of estrogens, those estrogens we're talking about. Very important. Estrogen is what makes the moisture on the skin, what makes the air like it is, the voice as it is, the sweet, everything. Men, you know about estrogens now. Okay, so we have the other hormone which is very important, we call progesterone, which is, don't really think about progesterone, or think about gesterone. Gesterone is for gestation. What is gestation? Is the hormone for pregnancy, that can help pregnancy. And every month, you have two phases. And this is wonderful. You have the first phases when women have their periods. They start to have this fuel of estrogens, a lot of energy, a lot of motivation. They're ready to change everything. You can, you can move the house, everything, and they can travel. This time when they feel at the best is the first part of the cycle. Let's say approximately the 14, 15 first day of the cycle. Remember, women, the cycle started first of the period, okay? That's back. Standard. And for this period, okay, you feel much better. And this is where estrogen is at the maximum. Estrogen is this normal drugs that give you energy, give you more brain activity, help your memory, language is more fluid, everything, okay, you feel better. Even in your social interaction, you are the max. Even with the family, and of course, this is where the sex drive is also at its best. Remember that. First part of the cycle till the 14, 15 days. 15 days, because after that you have more 15 days again. And this is where the second hormone we call progesterone is coming. Because what? This body is wonderful. This is a masterpiece. God created by its way. And this masterpiece means what? That the body of a woman needs every month to remember that she can bear a child. And this is wonderful. So every month, even though you're not pregnant, progesterone starting to start to, like estrogen at the beginning, to crank up. Okay, and putting you in another kind of mood. This is a mood where you are more quiet. After the first phase with a lot of energy, getting quieter. There's a thing where you don't feel like not so much of interaction. Slowly, you want you rather think. And of course, there's a time when you really want to have too much sex. Neither. You feel a little bit of cuddle, but not too much sex. So which is good, but it's also a time when you want to get back to your inner part of yourself. You want to feel, more comfy, better at home. This is the progesterone phase, because this is where you prepare your body to become pregnant. Okay, so now that you have to understand the two phase, between the two phase, you have 3 days where you have those male hormones that come in. Those male hormones are very important because they're coming at the time of what you call ovulation, meaning that where the eggs, popping up. And those, at this time, what provoked this is those male hormones that you have. And those male hormones is giving you also the sex drive. Very important. So nature is well done. At the same time when you have this sex drive, at the same time, you have the highest and your fecundity. Very interesting. So, and after that, it's just a short period of time. And after that, of course, when you finish, after the progesterone and the estrogen start slowly to decrease, now you feel a little bit bloated, you feel a little bit nervous, you don't want to talk to anyone, you don't want to hear no kind of nonsense. And because you prepare yourself for having your period. There's a time you don't, and you feel headaches, and you don't feel as good as you should. Well, this is the time. And this 2-3 days after, periods are coming. Are we okay, women? This, all I'm talking here is making sense or not? Okay, so all of this are done with hormones. And this is the reason why women who are active women, those who are not already in menopause, should use it. You should know that this first phase is very important. You can do everything. But when you're coming in the second phase, remember, naturally, your body is trying to say, okay, let me go in a more relaxed mood, a more, sensitive, more compassionate, a more, affective, something more spiritual. Okay? So, you should know about it. Because if they're asking you to do a big and important trip and go all over the world, and they're starting at the second phase of the, say, you may have to pay the price after with headaches, all kind of things, because your body is not done to have active project in the second part of the cycle. But if you want to start a diet, for example, it's good to do it at the first phase, because now is the time for project. So don't wait the second phase to do it. Just after the period, get to it. This is a good time to do that. Okay? Good to know, and you should all know about it. This is wonderful. That's why right now, studies have shown that the brain of the women is way more performant than men at the same time. The brain of the woman at the first phase of the cycle is so amazing. All because of the estrogens, you have what we call dendritis, which are the nerves arms that going and this having interaction with the rest of the tissues. That's why creating more, interaction, and then creating more smartness, more intelligence, more acuity. Okay, let's get back to menopause. At menopause, when around 35, 40, I said 35, I didn't say 45. 35 years old, ovarian activity start to slowly. It's now that you start to have, before everything was great, okay, the problem, and then you start to have midterm bleeding. What is that? Bleeding before. What is that? At this time you start to have being bloated. Also, you tend to have more breast tenderness, what we call mastodania. It's something that, okay, you start to have few things that you didn't have before. 35, 36. You start even to have some memory loss, and you can have those, starting to have those mood swings. It's starting around 35, 36. So you are not yet in menopause, but you should know that the average perimenopause starts around 45. 45 is that mean that you have all those symptoms that can tell you, hey, menopause will come soon. Hey, this thing will, in the next 3-4 years. And I will say something else. You need to prepare yourself to menopause. As strong and smart and witty women, experienced women, you should know that all the signs that you have, that you feel, that you are more than men, because men don't feel things. And that's why I'm so happy to take care of women. It's easier. Easier. I don't even need to do some of everything. When they talk to me, okay, I know already what they have. Easier. Men, okay, we get to ask all kind of questions. Sometimes you don't know, well, it's difficult. But women, they have those kind of feelings. I feel this, I have this tenderness in the breast. At the same time, I feel this dryness there. And I feel it's wonderful. But all those symptoms, all those signs, because I don't want it to be too medicalized, all those signs are very important. Very much important, because you need to use them. Okay? Most of the time, the fact is that we're taking as a, oh gosh, this thing again. Why me? Why now? No. You need to use all what you have, those feelings that you have, to be able to react appropriately. Just remember, yeah. Yes. No. Yes, it could, but it's not a real variable, it's not an indicator. 35 in general, because ovarian activity start to decrease around 35. I'm saying it because I will talk to you about something else, which is brain activity. Listen, you're starting even to have memory loss around 35. It's getting more and more after. It means what? It means that definitely you need to be proactive. Okay? When you feel around 40, 42, you start even sometimes to have some hot flushes. You need to be proactive. What does it mean? What your body is trying to tell you. This is where it's starting to be interesting. When you have headaches, what is exactly your body is trying to explain you? All the symptoms are of real value and interest. And this is where, if you know how to do that, how to master it, menopause will be a pleasure. Why? Why I'm saying that? Why? Let's make it clear. Yes, a pleasure. Why? There's a transition, of course, what we call perimenopause, where it's like when you're a teen, you get back to be a teen again. It's what the patient's saying. You get back to have some things that you are not accustomed to. When you're around 45, 46, you tend to have heavy periods or less periods. It tends to be, your period cycles tend to be shorter or longer. Everything tends to be, all of us say, what's going on? But at the same time, you start to feel more, you have more mood mood swings, but mood instability. We feel nervous sometimes anger, for unexpected reasons, all kinds of things like that. So you should know that if you know how to react properly to the symptoms, you will be able to enjoy a better menopause. That's what I'm saying. So we will talk about how to do it after. But listen, let's just finish on this part. What makes it so interesting is that after those hormones, this drop of those hormones, which is estrogen and progesterone, of course, one of the major problems is this brain, can feel like the memory loss is very important. You can have nervous breakdown, depression, sadness, anxiety. And this is due to the fact that those hormones that was getting you to be more, as I said previously, to be more active are no more there. The fuel that you have is no more there. So you need to find other ways to get back to the same level of energy. And this is where lifestyle changes get in. Those lifestyle changes are crucial. And there's a reason why every time we are seeing patients and visiting patients, we know that for a fact, the better your diet is, the less symptoms you have. For a fact. Studies have shown that for example, when you are vegan, you have 80% less risk of having hot flushes. It means something. It means that sometimes we need to have less meat, less red meat, less dairy products, less all kind of processed foods, and more vegetables, more, lentils, more kind of dairy, but not dairy products, but all kind of almonds and all kind. We're going to talk about that later. And of course, exercise. Exercise is crucial. When women exercise, they have 50% less chances to have those symptoms, even memory loss, because they activate other parts. Yes, they are moving, more energy, the brain is using other kind of ways to, serotonin, all kind of what you call neurotransmitter, because hot flushes is a matter of brain. You see, I'm talking a lot about brain. It's important for you to know, because everything turning around your brain. So you need to be very cautious about that and use the brain and take care of your brain appropriately. So your brain means not only your performance, that means the quality of your memory, or the quality of your language, but it also means your feelings. Never accept sadness, tiredness. You can be sad, but not get comfy in sadness. Because this is a symptom of low estrogen. So, at a certain point, when you feel sad, put your knickers, put your shoes, and go for a walk. This is the way that your brain will get back on track. Other very important thing, vitamin D. Vitamin D is a good hormone, it's coming from the sun, but it's not only good for the bones. Vitamin D actually trigger in the genes the activity of the estrogen modulator. It means what? That means that in the genes, you have some genes that help your body create estrogens. Vitamin D, getting that through the genes. So it's not only good because of the fact that it produces vitamin D and the bone are better, but it's also good because it promotes an estrogen-like activity that is good for your brain. So take some sun. And remember again, women don't like sun. Black women even more. They don't like sun. You want me to be blacker again? You want me to be? We don't like sun. That's a problem. And sun is crucial, is important. And definitely, when you read all those advices and lifestyle, they tell you, 30 minutes is enough. 30 minutes is for white people. You need 45 to 50 to 1 hour. You need more. Because of the skin, you need more sun to have the same effect. And direct sun, I said, not behind the glass or in the car. Direct sun. It's hot. It's hot. But hot flashes is hot. So you need to choose. If you rather have the hot inside of yourself, or you want it. At a certain point, okay, let's back. You have the sun of the morning, very early. This is a good sun. Because this sun is not the same sun that you have around 11, 12 like now. This sun of the morning is, I don't want to make it too technical, but the light, when you lose light therapy, this quality of light, you have it before 8 o'clock in the morning. This is the best hour. You have the best of those wavelengths of the light on your skin. It's good for the brain, it's good for your skin. Why? Because if you happen to take more sun after, those wavelengths, those bright beam of light at this hour, protect yourself from those other sunlight that you have around 12, 11, 1 o'clock. You see? So it's protecting you. So women, please, sunlight early in the morning. And of course, the quality of the skin will be with that. I don't need to tell you that. But when we're using some machine right now, light therapy, I have some machine like that. Light therapy, you're going to spend a little bit of money out, but you have it in the morning early. So use it. Okay, we are in the Caribbean also. Use it. You don't need to wait 9 o'clock to already in a job to take some sun. You can do it early. Okay, so that's important. Exercise, diet, sunlight and sun exposure are very important. We have another something that we don't have everywhere. It is good for those hot flushes. What it is? What is it? Tell me. What? See? See what? See water. Sorry, see water. Yeah, sea water. We got a problem with sea water. We don't want to wear the hair. Wow, the hair. Wow, the hair. The hair is something. Yes. Let me tell you something. Listen. Black women don't really treat their hair properly. Let's be clear, okay? We are not taking care of our hair properly. Well, if we want to open the chapter of hair, okay, estrogens is very good for the hair also. When menopause comes in, everything starts to be thinner. So you have a thinning in the hair. It comes right there in the front line. You can have a more receding. Is that true? Is that? I didn't see it. Yes, you can receive. Yes, on the side. Yes, it's hard on it. Yes. And the gray hair. Wow, yes, the gray hair. So all of this, because gray hair is starting. But this thinning is because of the lack of estrogens. So if you want to slow down the process, you need more vitamins. What are the vitamins for hair? B5 and B8. Do you know about biotin, bepanthen? Who know about that? Those injections that they give it. Some women are very knowledgeable about that. You know that when you see the hair loss, the doctor's prescribing you B5 and B8 injection. You know that. And it's good. But we have B5, B8, and what we eat. The problem is that we take a little bit of time to see the results because it needs at least 3 months. And we want them, or we want to go fast. Everything needs to be quick, a quick fix. Everything needs to be a quick fix. It's surgery for quick fix. I can tell you about surgery another time. but the quick fix is not always very good, you know? Nature has better solution. And there's a time for everything. Even for menopause, there's a time for everything. Under the sun, like the Solomon is saying, but also God created everything beautiful in His time. It's all from the Bible. So it means menopause is still a beautiful time. Yeah, because He made everything beautiful in His time. So when you think about this, we need to prepare ourselves to listen to our feelings, to what we are, what we have, the symptoms. And of course, ask questions. What is your solution for that? What do you eat for that? We need, when we talk about diet, we also have a problem because we don't eat vegetables, first of all, but whole greens, neither. Who know about flaxseed grains? Flaxseed. Who know about flaxseed? Every woman should know about flaxseed. Isn't it? Tell me. Okay, maybe you're going to have a discussion with those who know. Who knows sunflower oil or sunflower seeds? You know sunflower seeds? Very good for your hair also, very good to get those symptoms of menopause, to be more acceptable. Okay, do you know that lentils and all those kind of products are very good because they contain estrogens? You know that soya products, all the soya products, they have what we call phytoestrogens. And those phytoestrogens are very good because they actually protect your breast from breast cancer. Because those are good estrogens. Yes, definitely. So, women, when we get back to the sun and the sea, and we think about how important it is, we get to something important to treat all of that is relaxation. I think a lot of women forget what it is to relax. Relaxation, which is a technique to relax. It's a relaxed action. What do you mean? Okay, maybe you never have time to relax. Relaxation is an active process to relax. Active means that you need to think about it and do it. Yes? Okay, tell me which woman here had a voluntarily massage in the last 2 months? Massage in the last 2 months. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4. Organize. You say, I will have a massage. 2, 6, 7. Okay, I think it's only 10%. Only 10% of the women there. This is not possible. This is not acceptable. You cannot cope with menopause without relaxation. Okay? Definitely. If people come and see me and they don't have the proper diet and they don't relax, you don't need to come. Tell them, do this first, and after that you come back. Why? Because the most important fuel for mood swings and hot flushes is stress. Stress is the most important one. The fact is that we live in a society where we do not even know that we are stressed. Okay, so I was thinking about bringing my masseurs here just for people to see how stressed they are. Next time. When you have a massage, it's after the massage you say, oh, wow, I was supposed to feel like this before. Because we are stressed all the time. Stress. Life is stressful. News are stressful. You know, everything is stressful. So you need to engage in an active relaxation program. Put it in your schedule, in your agenda, okay? Just put it. This is very important. And I'm not talking about rest. Rest is the next one. Because your brain, again, needs rest. Without rest, you cannot balance the effect of stress. Okay, what we call rest, we call about rest, we call about sleep also. But we know that in menopause time, there's a lot of sleep disturbance, isn't it? Yeah. You're waking up at any time of the night. Sometimes you have some problems falling asleep. And then after that, you sometimes wake up hungry. You just wake up during the night with night sweats. And after that, with those heartbeats that pumping in your chest, is difficult. So you have some issues to sleep. So sleep must be an active habit. Yes. Oh, good. Ananda, great. Ananda, thank you. Say more. I was happy to see her today. I don't know why, but now I know why. So, rest is very important because the major factor of a very gruesome disease that we know, which is Alzheimer's disease, is due to lack of rest. Okay, women, you should know that in the next 30 years, cancer will not be a problem. Alzheimer's disease will be the problem. And Alzheimer is way more destructive than cancer. Do you know what is Alzheimer's disease? Just speaking with someone who is in the 50s, 60s, and she cannot recognize, she don't remember what you said. It's your own family, and sometimes you don't even remember your name. I have a friend that told me his mother had Alzheimer. He'd rather have her dead because she don't even remember him. He just forget because she don't know who he is no more. It's like a stranger. Alzheimer's disease is the future problem. Why? Because of stress. Because of lack of sleep. Because of lack of preparation when you have menopause, when you engage menopause. And then you engage. Women are 2 to 3 times more chances of risk to have Alzheimer's than men. Today, yes.
We do everything, so we have to stress.
That's true. We cannot talk about that. But you don't have to do everything you do. Yeah? And I'm telling you that for a fact. I'm a married man too. So I can tell you. So I... Thank you, Bill. I need to talk. I need to voice it now. Voice it. When you tell them, leave the house and let's go and make us go to the sea. But who gonna do the... Who gonna prepare? I tell them, let's take a time. You need to take the time for it. Because Alzheimer's is a very, really, really bad disease. And women, every time I talk about brain, I hope you understand that everything about menopause is about brain. Every time you have signs and symptoms, you should know that you should be very proactively fighting against them. It makes sense. Because your body is speaking, it's talking. When you have pains, let's go to the pains now. All kind of pains, the knees. And I have this kind of rheumatism, goes back there, rheumatism, arthritis. This is not arthritis. This is perimenopause and menopause. You're losing your calcium, you're losing your bone. What you need to do for that? More vitamin D, so more sun, more seawater for more silicium and other kind of good vitamins that you find in seawater and onion seawater. Okay? And you need to exercise and weightlifting exercise. You know, that is good. Weightlifting exercise is good for bones. Okay, when the bones start to be brittle, weak, this is because you're lacking exercise. So, walk on the sand. Sand is good because you won't affect your knees too much. And walking on the sand, you can slowly get back your bones to what you were before. Think about it. We have everything here. We have everything. So, just to wrap up on this menopause, you can imagine that menopause is just a mirror of your health care. When you are fortunate women to have those symptoms early, that you can react early and find a solution. There's no fatality here. And don't stay there and imagine, oh, I have this because of age. There's nothing because of age. Age, nothing. Really. Really. You need to, the battle that we have is not against age, it's against wisdom. We're lacking wisdom and we're lacking knowledge. The wisdom to understand that when your body is talking, it's because it wants to tell you something. This is wisdom. And knowledge, because when you organize those kind of seminars, when you read more after, you get to know what to eat, what not to eat, what you can have in natural stuff that you can find. And at the end of the day, if you need to go and see a doctor, so be it. But don't already rush to see doctor, don't even know what this seawater is. And telling you that when you're going to see what you have, blood pressure. This is, okay. This is not true, by the way. So, well, we now want just you to be knowledgeable of that. You are a community of strong women, women who have daughters, who have grandchildren. You need to let them know about that. When I see young women, teenagers, their mother coming to bring them to my office, I'm very happy because I'm talking and explaining them that everything that happens to them, even periods, even cramps, is talking to you about something. There are things you need to do because having heavy periods is not a fatality, as you have another problem behind it, but having pain is not a fatality either. You need to take action. You have all kinds of things good for that. You have essential oils. You have the diet that need to be changed. All kinds of things. So they need to know, family need to know, your colleagues, friends need to know that there's a way to protect your brain starting at an early age. And as brain is your major asset, use it at its fullest. Thank you very much. Ananda, come. I want to be the first one to have it.
Oh, she's going to do it for you.
No.
I'm basically going. I just want an explanation. My 9-year-old granddaughter, she had a cyst last year operated on her right ovary.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so how so young you know such a thing?
Environmental problems. You need to know that our children are affected, are impregnated with all kind of hormones at an early age. First of all, hormones that women taking while they are pregnant. Sometimes it's starting when the mother is pregnant. You need to be very careful. Avoid products that you don't know where they're coming from. When you are pregnant, Make sure that everything you eat is good, natural. I hear it there. Okay, all kind of medication you don't know is this just for think about natural stuff to solve those issues. Okay, for morning sickness, there are natural things to do. Before, I don't give any medication now for morning sickness. Okay, you can resolve it without those products. And all those products, sometimes affecting the baby inside of the belly. So you should know that. Other things, we have all kind of plastic. You have sometimes no choice. But for young women, a young woman at this age, you need to know that her hormones are very important. She needs to be very careful about this. Don't use too much of plastic bottles, plastic, all kind of things in plastic. Every time you want to give her some food, don't put plastic. Don't use the plastic, all of that. Yes, the water, sometimes you have no choice. But anyway, all of that. And this, bring in more estrogens. Another thing, we are eating too much of sugary products. This is the worst ever thing. Too much of sugary products. They mean what? Sugar is not only bad for your ovaries, but it's also bad for your femininity, women. Yes, because sugar provokes androgens hormones, which is male hormones. You don't want that, not all the time. Naturally, as I told you, you produce the hormones, but just for a short period of time. When you have sugar, and when I say sugar, non-natural products, because fruit is natural, it's okay, but everything we eat sweet that is not natural, this is actually a poison that's stuck in your ovaries, get your estrogen level to go low, bring back your immune system, get back to you to an addictive way. This is not good. So for the kids also, let's try to avoid all those sugar things, because young women, young girls, teens will have more and more those kind of things at an early age. There's a reason why you find this at 9 years old, but we have also to make sure this all kind of things at the age that we was not seeing before. So remember that environment is sometimes against us. Let's get back to natural stuff. See what?
Wait. You got your one shot? Tu veux une chasse pour lui?
C'était automassage, lui. Automassage.
Non, mais il faut...